somewhere in the middle of nowhere,
Low profile. You understand the meaning of the words low profile?
two of America's most dangerous criminals have taken hostages.
I'm going to ask you one question as a yes or no answer. Do you want to live through this?
Yes. One night is all that stands between them and freedom, but it's going to be one hell of a night.
We might be in trouble. There are a bunch of fucking vampires out there trying to get in here and suck our fucking blood.
Their only chance is to fight back.
Oh, yeah!
Welcome to slavery.
No thanks. I already had a wife.
From dusk till dawn.
Welcome to Fanboy and a Snob. I'm Chad. This is Chris, and today we have
Kyle.
Kyle. You fucking kidding me?
No Andrew today. Andrew's in Georgia.
He's in Georgia, and he can't
At
just...
a white supremacy.
But today we watched Dusk Till Dawn.
From Dusk Till Dawn. Because Dusk Till Dawn is a little known 1922
Oh, yeah.
silent film starring some lady.
You knew I was going to do it, didn't you?
Yep. I even told Kyle about it too.
Did you know that?
I was telling you about it just now.
No, I was in Chad.
No.
Oh, I knew Chad was gonna fuck up.
Well, we watched From Dusk Till Dawn, the fucking
Robert
Rodriguez
Rodriguez
movie.
directed, written
George
by
Clooney, Quentin Tarantino.
Tarantino also wrote. Robert Kurtzman did the story. From what I understand, Robert Kurtzman came up with the idea of vampires, I guess, and Tarantino went home and wrote a fucking script. It's Tarantino's first paid script writing job before
was?
Reservoir Dogs. Yeah, this came out in '96.
Reservoir Dogs was 92. And I think Pulp Fiction was 95.
I don't think that's true. Oh yeah, Reservoir Dogs was too. All right, you're right.
Am I crazy for not liking Reservoir Dogs that much?
I didn't
No,
like it.
I love it.
Good. Well,
I think it's my
Cheers
it's my
to you.
favorite.
It's my
Tarantino.
least favorite Quentin movie.
it's really not that good.
I think Hateful Eight's my least favorite.
I liked it.
Too long.
I enjoyed it.
There's some good scenes, but like too long.
Is that new?
Hateful Eight, Samuel L. Jackson.
Never seen.
Kurt Russell when they're stuck in the cabin.
It's
Old-
newer though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
It's just last
Fucking
second.
3 hours long.
Yeah, and then they broke it down on
That's why I
Netflix.
still haven't watched Batman.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, there's
It's
only
okay.
a couple good scenes. But anyway, we're talking about Dusk Till Dawn.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
From Dusk Till Dawn. We can talk about Dusk Till Dawn. I
Yeah,
haven't seen
maybe.
it. It's
Oh.
actually considered one of the lost films.
Oh,
So we'll never actually see it. It's gone.
probably on YouTube.
Nope.
From
Literally.
Dusk Till Dawn or From Dusk Until Dawn?
Dusk Till Dawn.
See, Dusk Till Dawn, lost film.
Oh, it's a silent film.
From
How
by
long is it?
King Vidor.
Holy shit! How long is it?
People don't know. That's the plot.
An Indian maid and an American girl, both played by Florence Vidor, share a single soul which shifts between them each day they are awake. That's cool.
And now, what's the plot of From Dusk Till Dawn? Quick, read all these paragraphs.
Are
Because
any
this
of those people alive still?
22? God, no. No way, man.
100?
The queen was 23, was born in 23, I think, and she's dead. So, like,
Yes. You might be one of those people over 100. We should go interview them.
all right, let's get him up. Excuse me.
Yo,
hi.
man, you got a copy?
Can we talk about the silent era film? I'd rather talk about the blacks. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, okay. All right.
But From Dusk Till Dawn, why did we watch this movie?
We were gonna watch the first Terminator, right? That's what we were gonna
It
go
was
for.
between that and Demolition Man we were talking about.
Yeah, Demo Man.
But then
and
we were
Terminator.
streaming through the Amazon.
And we saw From Dusk Till Dawn. I was like, "You guys seen this?" You said, "Yeah, but not in a while." You'd never seen
Never
it.
seen it.
We'd
Good
all
watch.
We'd all seen Demolition Man. We'd all seen Terminator. So we're like, let's show someone something new.
Yeah.
Boy.
I'm excited. I was happy about it. I
It-
didn't know it was going to take a turn.
Wait,
Apparently you
which,
said it, but
which turn didn't you see coming? Was it the robbery plot, the kidnapping plot, the fucking drive to Mexico plot, the vampire plot? Spoilers.
there's
Like,
definitely the Mexico plot.
yeah, when they went to Mexico. That's it. This is
Some
like,
vampires from a mile away.
yeah. I did say that. I was like, what is he? Some kind of werewolf or vampire?
I didn't hear you say that.
Shoom, right over his head. Chad gave me a dirty look.
I saw the
Like-
vampire come up. I'm like, what the fuck?
So it's about George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino, I guess, are on a crime spree. They've murdered a bunch of cops.
Quentin Tarantino escapes from prison.
No.
Thanks to his brother.
Clooney escapes from prison
Yeah, but so
thanks to his brother.
they said Quentin did.
I thought Clooney was the one that was
He's a known felon.
I thought he was the one that was on trial.
He's on trial, but his brother was in prison. And his brother escapes during
Prison
a
to
thing.
break him out of the
Yeah.
court because it was a broad daylight, whatever.
Yeah, shit happens. They get out.
And they're fucking psychos. Well, Tarantino's a psycho.
Yeah.
That poor store clerk.
Yeah. So it opens up.
Orlando Bloom's father.
Yeah. Oh, the sheriff apparently in this opening scene is a reoccurring character that
In
is
Quentin,
shown in
yeah.
and Robert Rodriguez's
Mhm.
films. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So this is how that character dies. But if you see him in other movies, just remember this is how he dies in From Dusk Till Dawn.
Timeline's way in the future.
Yeah. Dusk Till Dawn takes place in the year 2049.
Just you wouldn't know. It's a good RV they got.
It's a great RV.
So it starts out. The police officer comes in. He's bullshitting with the clerk.
He's not a police officer. He's a Texas Ranger. There is a difference.
Texas Ranger. Texas Ranger walks in. He's bullshitting with the clerk, and he has to go to the bathroom.
Clerk
the clerk.
says, "Why not? You always go in the bathroom."
Mhm.
And that's when it's revealed. As soon as the sheriff is in, or the ranger's in the bathroom, fucking guns out, running up to the store clerk, like, "Did you fucking tell him we're here?" And they got these two girls. They're holding them hostage.
The best thing about the beginning too is it takes its time for that scene. Like
Yeah.
it's not like a quick like, hey, bull.
There's
go
an
to the bathroom.
establishing shot of the liquor store. It
Yeah.
shows you the cars. It really chews the scenery. That
It makes
way,
you
when-
feel like the Texas Rangers is going to be the main character.
it also lets you see the layout of the store. So that way, when the gunfight starts, you know
Yeah.
exactly where each character is.
That's honestly the one scene that Quentin Tarantino you actually find out.
yeah,
He's crazy.
he's fuck. He just mouthed. He just
Yeah,
mouthed,
he's
"Help me."
nuts.
He just mouthed, "No, he didn't." Like, fucking chill.
And then,
Chill.
and then the guy's like screaming.
I
like,
did.
No, I did. It's so real.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what I would say.
That's what I would be too. Like, go after. He's got his gun loaded.
Yeah,
and he's been
yeah,
shot.
yeah.
He's like, "Fucking, I didn't say it, motherfucker." You know.
Well, that's
yeah.
also one of the things you kept picking up on the movie. This movie has probably the most realistic dialogue in like a horror action type of movie.
Yeah, the way they all talk to each other is very like.
It's none of that stupid like Hollywood stuff where they're just like over.
What do you mean, vampires?
It's all about nothing. Yeah.
Like, they all get scared of the vampires, then they all.
And they're like,
like-
we need to fuck these things up. I didn't believe in vampires until my eyes. I believe them.
No. I still don't believe in vampires, but I believe in my eyes. What I'm seeing is vampires. And then I like the whole scene. Like, well, how do we know that? Like, that's just not shit we saw in Hollywood. You know, how do we know? And it's like, well, I mean, I put a fucking pool cue through him, and he all right. And the cross worked okay. You know, what about Silver? You know, well, I don't know. Is that a werewolf thing or
Doesn't
a,
matter.
it doesn't?
And
Does
the girl's
anyone-
like, do we have any silver here?
and everyone's like,
And who
no.
gives a shit?
All right, then we're not discussing. Like, it's so matter of fact.
Hmm.
Like, all right, we're in this scenario. Let's figure it the fuck out.
I really like actually in what is it, the convenience store,
Yeah,
when he says shoot the bottle of liquor behind him.
yeah. And you're
And he
thinking
like that's
the toilet
so
paper,
friggin' practical.
and you're thinking like, oh, he's going to cause a distraction. No, he's soaking him in alcohol so
Yeah.
he can just light him on fire.
Super
it's-
smart.
It's fucking brutal as fuck.
That's a horrible way to die.
And
And then he rallies,
Rallies, tries to get a couple shots off, and
which wouldn't happen.
and then the entire gas station blows up like 6 different times from different angles.
well, the coolest thing about that scene, I want to say, is George Clooney's character. He plays himself as somebody like he says he doesn't want to do this stuff, but he knows the most vicious, most like in your face ways to get out of
He's
situations.
It's like,
And he's not afraid of pulling that off. He just
oh,
doesn't
he
want to.
throws the first punch every
Yeah.
single time. If you notice that every confrontation, someone comes up behind him, "Hey, buddy, you can't be," and he just instantly is throwing a punch. Like, that's who he is. But at the same time, he's also clear thinking and level-headed, but he's a fucking murdering psycho.
Hmm.
Whereas Tarantino is not clear-headed, not level thinking.
Yeah, he was in jail for armed robbery and
Sexual
raping.
assault and all sorts of murder and all these horrible things. And boy, did he play a fucking
Dude.
sleaze bag.
He goes, "We'll talk later." in the RV.
Yeah.
Oh my god. When he's like,
Listen, just stop acting like a nut. Wait, did you just say I'm a nut? No. Where I come from, he's like, just fucking chill.
I'm glad he knocked him out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like when he threatens the dad. All right, we should explain why the dad and the girl and the Asian boy are in an how our main characters got into an RV.
So the fast forward to the convenience scene. Quentin Tarantino's character says the convenience clerk is being like mouthing "Help me."
We've
after
already done that.
the
He
guys
shoots
go-
him, and then they light him
kill
on
them
fire.
all on fire.
And they go to a sleazy ass motel. Then it cuts to an Asian boy, a white girl, and an old man sitting in a diner. And we get the long discussion about how they're all related. It's father, daughter, son.
and it's
and
almost
how
the same discussion they had about the motel with
the father has lost his faith. And they're a very religious family. He, in fact, was a minister. So he's lost his faith because his wife died, and they're on this weird road trip. For what reason? Probably because the dad's running away from something. And they wind up at the same sleazy motel as Quentin and Clooney, which we get to see where the RV almost hits Quentin or Clooney.
Yeah.
And then Clooney walks back to his room and he tells Quentin Tarantino, I'm going to go get supplies. And it turns out they have a hostage this whole time from the bank they robbed.
Did they go over that?
They do in that one scene when they're driving away from the gas station. You see,
you were looking away. There's a scene when the cars, once they take off,
like they're doing the opening credits and the thing.
Oh,
and
yeah,
the
and they
cars.
show like an X-ray scene. You see a woman in a trunk.
Yeah, because Tarantino's got his foot out the window, and as it slow pans across the cast of characters, you see a woman in the trunk. So this woman's in the room. Clooney's like, "All right, I'm gonna go get supplies. Stay here." And as he's leaving, he goes, "Don't do anything," because we know Tarantino's history.
And what's Tarantino say as soon as he leaves with a woman?
He walks up, sits in the bedroom across from her, goes, "You want to watch cartoons with me?" And she's just sitting on the couch, terrified. And then he sits on the bed and tap, tap, tap. And then she gets up and walks over to him. Then it cuts.
Sucks.
Then it cuts back to the father, the son, and the daughter, and they're just talking about God and shit.
Yeah, and the daughter's like, I don't want to stay. They had kind of a similar conversation
Yeah.
that Quentin and George Clooney had about the motel.
About how this is the shit.
And he's like, it has a bed, a roof, we're
4
going here.
walls, a roof, and a bed.
That's the whole time Quentin's like, does it have cable? Does it have the X-rated channels?
What about internet wasn't a thing yet.
No, we just talking about the
Yeah,
cable and
yeah.
the X-rated because I wanted to watch
Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
And then the daughter was doing the same thing except about a pool.
Yeah. So basically, ungrateful assholes turn out to be rapists.
Can we talk about the whole faith thing about the pastor?
We kind of did.
No, just like why and what he said about it and stuff.
About how he still.
It's actually a really cool like.
Well, he was a minister. His wife died in a ridiculously circumstantial accident.
Yeah, so he's like, I still believe in Jesus.
I believe God exists. I just don't love him.
Yeah.
I respect that actually about that.
I respect
movie.
that more than an atheist.
Yeah.
Because like
Not turn on your beliefs, but some shit happened to you.
shit happened, and you're like, how
And you
could that
can't
happen?
believe that.
Why me, God?
Yeah.
I was one of your servants. Why me? And
And
it's because it's a test of faith. But he winds up proving himself.
He still has faith.
and he
We
winds
just
up
don't like him.
and he winds up turning water into holy water. That's how fucking much power he had with Jesus there for a little bit, if you think about it.
Mhm. Yeah, you can't just do that.
He can't just do that. I can't turn water into holy water, but he did.
That's why I think it's just so crazy. Like somebody of that high of faith being like in a family like that where they're so like and it shows like he was talking about like the brakes weren't that good, the wife died in an accident.
It was
It
raining
proved-
out,
No, it proved
and she was in the car for 6 hours before she died, before someone found her.
yeah, so it proved like how like honest of a guy he was. He wasn't one of those priests that
Harvey
just-
Keitel, by the way.
yeah. He wasn't one of the priests that take advantage of it and take the money and live like a better life.
No, he was a real honest to God
yeah,
mission.
he was hurting.
Yep.
But he had his family, he had the adopted son.
Who is not Japanese, he's Chinese. I like
That
that.
was a good
scene.
line.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you do with a little Japanese boy? He's not Japanese, and if you were smart, you'd know he was Chinese,
Yeah.
just fucking schooling it. And you even see Clooney be like, fuck.
Good part about this movie is that you can actually like that's definitely the best movie I've ever seen George Clooney in. And Quentin Tarantino, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like looking at that movie, if there was badasses, they would look like that
Yeah,
in real life. If they were in
just
real life.
like the way Clooney's character, like he's got the gay neck tattoo or
It
whatever.
looks so real. It looks so new.
Yeah. So you're like, that's bullshit. But just the way he like holds himself, like with the looks and the way the characters interact with each other in this movie is pretty good. Everyone's always kind of looking at each other just to what
Well, it's
everyone's
normal.
doing.
Not every
Exactly.
like I
Yeah.
don't know. When I'm in a room, I'm purposely like, I don't know if this is because we're twitchy.
No. But
Right.
even it's just being observant. Like
Yeah.
when Simon Belmont finds out he's bit and he like covers it and it cuts to everyone in the group, the Asian kid just happens to look over and look back.
Mm.
And it's like whether or not the actor was told to do that, the fact is
It's
it was
just
a
like when
very
you see somebody move in the corner, your eyes. You just,
yeah, it was like a very natural movement.
yeah.
And he had no expression on his face, so we didn't suspect him or anything, but Simon Belmont thought he suspected him.
This is why I feel like a lot of this movie was Robert Rodriguez directing with Quentin Tarantino over his shoulder, being like, we should do something like
And then
this.
Kurtzman also right
Yeah.
there too. It's three pretty good minds that make
Yeah.
movies.
There's a lot like Robert Rodriguez has like a hit or miss. He did those
Who
like
played Black Duke Duke?
Oh, the black guy?
he was
He
so
reminded me of Duke
badass.
Nukem.
a Black Duke Nukem.
Yeah, Black
Yeah.
Duke Nukem.
He was badass.
Of course, this is when the internet shit.
Was he in? No, he wasn't in Die Hard.
We were calling him Shaft because we couldn't remember his
Was
name.
he in They Live? Was that him?
No. No, not even close. That was the guy who voices from Mass Effect. The guy who constantly says Shepard, the black guy.
Shepard.
Not-
Oh my god.
What
No,
was his
I know
name?
what you're talking about.
And I think he was also the Sarge in Halo.
Robert Patrick was in this movie?
Is he the guy in the new Resident Evil?
Yeah,
show?
Fred Williams.
Oh, okay, this is a show.
That's who I'm thinking of. Fred Williams. That's the black guy in this movie. Fred Williamson. He was also a defensive back in high school. Oh God, he played with the Steelers, the Raiders, and the Chiefs. He's
What?
not. He was a football player. We don't. I thought he was in
NFL?
that. Yeah,
Oh,
look
man.
at that.
He was in a lot of blaxploitation movies back
Look at
then.
He looks like an NFL player.
Steelers 1960, Raiders 61 to 64, Kansas City Chiefs 65 to 67. He was an
Wow.
ALF champion and an ALF All-Star.
He's been in Bruce Lee movies.
He's successful as shit.
He was a fucking NFL, and we thought he was an actor. That's how good of a job he did.
Look at all these movies he was in though.
Jesus Christ.
A lot of early, like that's what I'm saying.
Good for him. This
Yeah.
guy, fuck yeah.
He was awesome.
He was probably one of the better parts of the movie.
Is he gone?
Probably. Big dudes like that don't live long, unfortunately. No, he's still alive. 68. He was born in 68. He's younger than my parents.
He's younger. Yeah. Wow. He looks. Wow. How old was he in that movie?
96, so like 32.
That was him at 32.
Football
I'm
age,
33.
I'm
so
32. The fucking dude looks
He
good.
looks like he's 60 in that movie.
Oh, people did
Good, though.
People did look older.
yeah,
back
good, but
A
60.
good 60. He looked like a man.
He probably looked like he was 60 from 30 to 60.
He looked like somebody's father. Do I look like somebody's father?
then.
No,
Why?
He's looking
but
pretty
you could
good.
be.
Unfortunately. We're not going to talk about it. We'll save that for the podcast.
The only awkward silence in this.
Yeah, so he's cool. His other names are the Hammer and Black Caesar.
That's
So,
why I'm saying he was in blaxploitation movies.
I'm cool with this. Anyone whose nickname is the Hammer, you're cool in my books.
Unless they're Russian.
No, all of them.
Salma
Every single one of them. So, who's the female lead in this? Does anyone remember her name?
Hayek.
No, the female
No.
lead.
The deaf girl.
Juliette Lewis. Now, you were asking during the movie what the fuck happened to her. Scientology.
Oh no.
Yep,
IRL?
IRL.
Nah.
But she quit Scientology in.
Is that why she doesn't have a career anymore?
She quit in December of 2021. She no longer identifies as a Scientologist.
So in Hot Tub Time Machine, she was a Scientologist.
Everything up until December of last year. But she was
Wow.
also, according to this, part of Scientology's rehab program. So she was a
she was the indoctrination.
she was a drug addict who got indoctrinated into Scientology and just left.
Imagine the fucking transformation. You gotta
What they
go
do
through.
to you in there must be
'Cause
bad.
Tom Cruise is still huge in that, isn't he?
and we still love Tom Cruise, but we don't like his.
Yeah, we don't
personal
like
life.
his religion, but we really like him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the ultimate separate the art
Yeah.
from the actor.
art from the
Yeah,
artist.
good at what you do. You're just an idiot. Kind
Yeah.
of thing, yeah.
Well, it's like Cosby. Dude's still funny. He's still funny.
Plays a piece of shit.
He's a rapist, but funny rapist. So what are you gonna do? Tarantino, another one. Brilliant filmmaker, but piece
Not
of
a
shit.
rapist. Looks like a rapist.
No,
He's a rape apologist.
no. Quentin puts
He was
all
friends with Weinstein. That's all I gotta say.
Shit, true.
Yeah.
Quentin puts all his weird shit out there.
Yeah,
So.
they all knew
He's
it.
very open with the fact that, like, yep, I was friends with Harvey Weinstein. I knew he was raping
True.
girls.
Imagine how many celebrities right now are like, oh shit.
Well, that's why we
during
don't
the-
hear about it anymore.
Yeah.
During the whole Ghislaine Maxwell, that was when they were all
We
like,
know every single person that broke into the Capitol on January 6th, but we don't know a single name on Ghislaine
Imagine-
Maxwell's list.
Yeah.
That's where we're. Anyway, we're talking about a movie.
that's
It's
more,
all circle, man.
It's all.
that's more
circular.
who we willing to sacrifice. None of them okay.
All right. Wait a minute. World leaders can't have that. So basically, George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino wind up abducting this family, and they're in the RV and they're heading to Mexico.
Mexico.
You boys like Mexico? As soon as he said that, I thought of the Super Troopers line. I started laughing.
I actually thought we should watch Super Troopers.
I love that movie.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do a video on
It's
it.
quotable.
Did they make it too?
Yeah, 2 wasn't that
I
bad.
haven't seen it.
No, I didn't see it either because I would obviously be bad.
It's not that bad. And the chick who plays Lana Lane in Superman plays the female lead in Super Troopers 2.
For him saying a sequel to a comedy is not that bad, it's probably pretty good.
Especially Super Trooper. Like
I also love
Super Troopers.
I love I love Broken Lizard. I love the Super Troopers movies. I love me some of that guy that only speaks out of his mouth and does the Atkins commercials. What's his name? Rob Lowe.
Yeah.
I love me
Oh
some
my
Rob Lowe.
god.
And Will Sasso's in it. So I gotta see it.
All I gotta say is fuck you. You don't like the Slam and Salmon. I love that movie.
Slam and Salmon. The
Whatever,
best-
motherfucker.
Remember that? That was the only best. That was the best part of the movie.
the whole
fine.
song-
Wasn't Rob Lowe in The Tick?
No.
No, you're thinking of the other guy with
Oh
last
no,
name.
the
Rob.
Pentaveret.
Yeah.
He was in the Pentaveret.
Rob Lowe was in a lot of. I like how Rob Lowe was like a teenage heartthrob, then was nobody, and went, fuck it, I'll just do comedies. And then we all love him. We love him again.
It's so funny seeing him in Tommy Boy as a piece of
Yeah.
shit. And now.
Yeah. Well, who did he play on Parks and Rec? Like the guy who was like vegan and working out.
I remember
all
him
the time.
sitting there and his shirt getting sucked in by the mail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Of
was
course, I'd be the scene I remember.
it was hilarious.
Were there any like overt male nudity in this movie?
Nah, dude, other than the penis gun.
There was a lot of female nudity in this movie.
I was telling him before, I really think between the gore and the nudity, they told Robert Rodriguez,
Yeah, one or the other.
you can have a little bit of nudity, a lot of gore, and he chose the gore.
No, it was literally you can't have both. Pick one.
Oh, there was nudity.
There was a good amount of
But nudity for a rated. All right.
That's what I'm saying.
They
Not
went
a
to a
lot.
titty bar where everyone's supposed to be fucking, and it was just girls dancing on a table.
okay, yeah.
It could have been way fucking.
If it was
more.
now,
Yeah, now it'd just be CGI tits
Yeah, both
everywhere.
would be X.
especially if you
So-
call it an A24 film,
A24 doesn't really do that much nudity. They do a lot of male nudity.
they do a lot. A lot of movies now do male nudity. Be like, see, we're different.
Look, it's still. I mean, it's still nudity, and like
Yeah, but now you have to like sit down and like watch this with your wife.
that's
And,
my.
like this guy's got like a fucking 12-inch dick.
That's not only that,
That's
but
true.
like I'm
You
getting.
know what I mean? It's like
I'm not a horny teenager anymore, so when I watch a sex scene in something, I go, "What's the fucking point?" You know, like
yeah.
what does this? What's the point of this?
To be fair, unless the sex scene has something to do with
The
the
plot? I don't care.
Yeah.
So whereas this movie, all the tits out make perfect fucking sense because it's a fucking strip joint.
Yeah.
We don't need to see 12-inch dicks.
Yeah, and the fucking what's his name? What's his name? The Savini, Paul Savini, Paul Savini with his dick gun.
Also, that was awesome.
That
Yeah.
guy, the practical effects artist.
He is a. Well, he wasn't for this movie, but he is a.
He
well,
didn't do it for this movie.
Sorvini did not do it for this movie. I'm
Who
telling
did?
you.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, damn.
It wasn't Sorvini. It was someone else. I fucking read it a second ago. Anyway, okay, so Robert Kurtzman is known as a very famous special effects and makeup artist, but Tom Savini did the practical effects, so I assume they worked together. Tom Savini also got to act in this movie, which is really cool. Kurtzman was probably an extra running around somewhere.
Savini's a lot better of an actor than I thought.
You'd think he would be. Well, it's also a dumb horror movie, so all he has to do is like shit like that.
Yeah.
Like
But
the,
no, horror movies,
you know, like that's all he has to do.
horror movies prove how bad actors are.
Yeah. If you
Because you
suck
need
at
to have
it-
a certain amount of like dramaticness.
Yeah, there was really not many bad. There was no bad actors.
No, in this movie, every actor was
Even
playing
Cheech Marin was awesome. He played 3 different characters.
They all
Yeah.
served their part.
yeah.
Even if it was for a very short moment, it was perfect.
Like the bouncer that's gonna fight Clooney when they're not truckers. And he's just being a big dude. And he's looking him down. And then later when he comes up as the vampire after the black guy rips his heart out,
Yeah.
he's still playing his role like the big dude. Like it works.
I like how they did
I
that.
like the
He gets-
fingers up the back.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah, because why not?
Why not?
You know?
That's the only reason.
We'll talk about the actual vampires later. Let's get into the story, the meat of it.
We're already at the meat of it.
So they're on their road trip to fucking Mexico, and they get to the border patrol.
Uh-huh.
So then, Quentin Tarantino and George Clooney take the daughter into the bathroom so the father and the Asian boy can get through the border.
Why can't he be his son?
His stepson.
Why his stepson? He's his son. He adopted him.
His son, not stepson. That's very wrong.
Are you saying only people of the same color can be related? You fucking racist.
What's wrong with you? Mind if I pig when I made a little verbal slip? I'm sorry.
Little verbal
If
slip that
you-
belies malignant intent.
We have a video out there, our apology video. If you're
Yeah,
upset,
just fucking we'll
Just
link that.
link that. Up.
Pretty smart.
But the father and son are in the front. They pull up to the border patrol. They're second in line to be.
Because as
questioned
we
and
all
that
know, it's
stuff.
really easy to get into Mexico. Really fucking hard to get out.
If you're Trevor Moore.
We've seen we've seen Sicario.
No, I know. So the whole time this has happened, the son's like, "Dad, we can do this. We can get them out." And the father's like, "No." He's being logical because obviously they have a gun up to the sister's head. If
But
there's
it
any
is-
ruckus.
What do you agree with?
I agree
I
with the
agree
kid
with
in
the
this
father.
situation.
I agree with the father.
I agree with the father in the sense of self-preservation, but I mean, if it was U.S. Border Patrol, you know, the dudes with the tactical gear and all that shit, I'd be like,
I mean,
no.
logically speaking, though, this might not. The next opportunity might be better. Than this opportunity.
Would
Yeah.
you trust the American Border Patrol or
No, I would
Mexican
trust-
police?
I
I
wouldn't
would-
trust a Chinese
no.
kid.
No.
I would trust.
Racist.
I would trust a different situation be able to get the jump on them.
But you're leaving U.S. borders and you're going into Mexico where people
Yeah,
die.
but it doesn't matter. You know how crazy Quentin is.
Right, but what's
So honestly, if he
Who
hears one little
would-
hiccup,
Which law enforcement agency would you trust with your life? The American law
well,
enforcement?
they already proved in this movie the Mexican because in the movie they hear
Spill my fucking weed.
Quentin Tarantino gets called a nut because George Clooney's like, "Don't act like a nut. We got this." And Quentin Tarantino's like, "Where I come from, we called a nut."
Yeah,
blah,
yeah,
blah,
he goes
blah."
crazy and then fucking whack.
So George
knocks him
Clooney has to
out.
knock him out so he doesn't create a scene, and the officer hears it. So they aboard.
They search it with a-
aboard
They search the RV, and
because they say
Harvey
the daughter's in
Keitel-
the bathroom.
Harvey Keitel is like, "Oh no, it is me and my son, but my daughter's in the bathroom." So Cheech Marin opens up the bathroom, sees her taking a shit or whatever, stares a little bit too long.
And he slowly closes the door and smiles.
A little bit too long. And then they're like, "All right, whatever, you're good to go." And then they go to Mexico. Then they go to this bar called the Titty Twister.
Awesome place.
All right, I said I wouldn't go. You
All right.
both said you would.
No, you're pulling up to this bar. There's fire outside. There's a bunch of-
Bikers.
It's definitely the kind of bar that you're passing and go.
What the? Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I would definitely turn around.
What the fuck goes on in there? That's what I need to
like I
say.
said, sober Chad, no way. Drunk Chad and Kyle, we're going.
But
in
you
there.
would definitely get drunk to go in.
But all right, so us three are driving. We just left. I don't know, Jillian's or something, and we see the Titty Twister.
Fire
You
and
two,
shit.
you two are saying, "Let's fucking go."
And Chris is sitting in the car and he's going to save us later.
Chris is going.
Chris has a vital role. Do stay in the car.
No, Chris is looking at the scary building, going, "There be monsters," you know. You know, I'm not going in there. I know what's up because Chris walks in that bar. Everyone's gonna look at this short ass, skinny white kid and just cause problems.
Fresh fucking meat.
Yeah, basically, meat track on the menu, boys. You know, and then I gotta fucking be like, "No, trust me, I'm only kind of racist." And then, you know, I'm like just as racist as the rest of you, you know, right? Like we all hate each other, right? And then fight vampires.
And then Salma Hayek just.
Oh, actually, as soon as I saw Selma, I'd be like,
That's when Chris would enter.
I'd be like, all right, no, wait, I get
Enter.
to hold on. I get to be your slave. So wait, I'm immortal and I get to fuck
But you
you.
gotta look shit off her boot.
But I'm immortal after like the 400 year
Dude,
of
when
like.
her, when her head turned vampire, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So, spoiler alert.
No, Kyle had the best reaction.
He had
to
no
this
idea
movie.
this was going in
I
this.
thought it was just
direction.
gonna go badass.
But
Like,
how many times did I go from dusk till dawn? But
Yeah, it
now,
makes
like you know,
sense.
like I was
I
leaning-
just thought you meant like from dusk till dawn.
yeah,
You
like
know
a
what I mean?
cowboy
Yeah.
movie. Yep, exactly. I was leading you. I was doing it the most
You did a good
ginger.
job.
That's when we first started. It goes from 0 to 100 real fast.
Yeah.
And you thought we meant shooting the cop in the back of the head.
Yeah, I was like, this is a fucking awesome movie.
Oh, that was
so far.
tame.
that was tame compared
I'd
to
have been
it.
fine without the vampires. Vampires were good addition.
Yeah, exactly. It's the one time where you're like, dude, we have this awesome movie. Let's add vampires. You know, and you're like,
It's
oh,
crazy.
it works.
I think vampires and things could make it very interesting.
It worked.
That'll be a topic on the show.
This might be my like next to like Interview with a Vampire. I think this is my favorite vampire movie.
Never seen Interview with the Vampire.
Oh
I've
my
heard that.
God.
It's one of Tom Cruise's best
It look.
movies.
I've heard that too, but it looks like
It is. It
Interview
is.
with a Vampire chick flick.
It's a
It
pretentious.
is. It is. It's exactly what it looks like.
but it's good.
But it's so well written, and Tom Cruise's performance is so amazing that even though you're looking at this as a pretentious chick flick, you're like, I get why girls like this. And in fact, I
Should
like
they
it.
re-release it into theaters?
No, and they should not make a TV show either.
Oh, are they
It was
doing that?
Yes. And guess what? Tom Cruise is the black. He's Grey.
I mean,
Worm.
re-release the original into
Oh,
theaters.
yes, do that. But there's a new show Interview with a Vampire starring Grey Worm playing Tom Cruise's character, the unsullied guy that hung out with Daenerys. And it's like, wait, you're supposed to be a French vampire from the 1300s. Why are you black? It makes no sense.
I can see that. It does make sense. Yes.
I mean, yeah, sure, there were black people in France, but they were slaves.
Maybe he starts out
there's
as
no way
slave.
he was an aristocrat. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking just, it's historically speaking, like if they did it in the future, 100% black vampires, I agree 100%. But
You're
well,
talking about history here.
Yeah.
History happened.
history happened. Can't, like,
It's not like
facts
it's
are
a shitty
facts.
movie. It's a book.
yeah. It's an Anne Rice book,
Yeah.
and she writes vampire. Queen of the Damned is another great vampire movie by Anne Rice. And book.
Great.
Yeah, for TV. Come on, it was a made-for-TV movie.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it
that was a theatrical
Wait,
movie.
it wasn't.
No, I think it was definitely made for TV.
I'm pretty sure it was
No.
made for TV.
Oh no.
Queen
You're
of the
right.
Damned with Aaliyah or whatever.
Yeah.
That was
They
theatrical.
tried to make it. They tried to make
No,
it.
I swear
Okay,
to
well, that
God.
changes my opinion. I
Yeah.
thought it
Yeah,
was
that
a
movie
made
was
for TV.
trash, dude.
Anyway, back from Till Dusk Till Dawn. They get to the titty twister. Cheech Marin tells him, you know, he's selling all kinds of pussy. The one line, pussy that bleeds. I was like,
You want the smelly pussy.
But-
I like yellow pussy, red pussy, big pussy. You know.
Yeah, I was, one pussy, two pussy, green pussy, blue pussy. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm into it. But then he goes, pussy's that bleeds. And I go, that's where you two drunk stumbling up. I go, whoa. Pussy that bleeds, what the fuck are we talking about here?
Well, it's fair for the other strippers.
Vampires.
Was he a vampire?
That's what he
I know,
meant.
I'm just
Cheech Marin was a vampire. He was one of the first ones that turns.
Yeah.
Because he comes out, they broke my fucking finger, man. They kicked the shit out of me, man. And then they shoot him and he gets back up.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because you saw the knife through the hand and you saw the green blood.
that hurt worse. The green blood threw me off. Completely threw me through.
I love that too. I was like,
they fucked up.
I said, was that blood green? And you went, yeah. Like, yeah, like you were hook, line, and
Made me feel
sinker.
like an idiot.
No, it's perfect.
I know
though.
it is.
This movie did exactly what it was. Because
It did. I'm
you're
glad I didn't hear you guys fucking telling me what was going on in
this
the beginning.
idiot is ham-fisted. Like,
Dude, he's always been that way.
I know, man. You
You
don't know.
You're
how
the
to-
worst.
Subtle spoilers are the
He'll
best.
text me, be like, guess what happened in this movie? I'm like,
Don't tell me.
block.
I do have to fuck with you now. No, but the best experience is what you had because you see the green blood in your head. You're like, what's going on?
Which was exactly what I did too.
And-
The first time I saw
And
it, I was
Robert.
like,
No,
fuck?
but the thing is, Robert Rodriguez did a very good job of not making it take too long to get to the point of why it's green.
Yeah, it showed you the green blood, and you're like, the fuck?
It gave
and
you
then,
enough time to question it.
Yeah.
and then
go
they
through
cut
a
away
little-
from it completely.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's like they established that kind of cinematography when Tarantino kills the hostage. Because there's a scene where
Oh, yeah.
Clooney's looking at the room and it's a lot of quick cuts.
It just flashes.
Quick cuts.
Yeah.
But
Flash.
what it is, it's supposed to be where Clooney's eyes are. Because when he looks right, it cuts to the telephone.
Yeah,
When he
he's going
looks
like
left,
this,
it
yeah.
cuts to the wall. So you're seeing what he's seeing. So when you see the knife on the bar, you're seeing what Juliette Lewis is seeing. because it cuts to her looking at the knife and then it cuts to her looking up. So she's the first one to realize shit's not right. And then the fight with Cheech Marin happens. They shoot him dead. Selma Hayek turns into a fucking vampire and bites Tarantino. And then
We'll get into my opinion about the vampires later.
the black guy, the love gun, fucking Tom Savini's character has like a dual chambered revolver cod piece.
Imagine a kickback on that. How much that would
It would
hurt your
destroy your
balls.
balls. You
Yeah.
wouldn't have testicles.
Yeah, that would.
That's like maybe a
And didn't
30
it fire like a machine gun?
Yeah. Like, have you ever fired a revolver?
Yes.
Oh, there goes my wrist. Even a 38. I was shooting a 38, fucking bracing myself, and it was still, that would goosh, 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 just over and over and over and over. Like
I fired a what was it? Fucking
44,
yeah.
Clint Eastwood style.
Yep.
Boom!
I fired that last year, dude. And it was like boom.
Yeah.
You don't do it with one hand.
One time, my dad took my mom shooting when they were dating, and he was like, "I'm gonna let you shoot my 44, but I'm gonna put in a 22 caliber bullet." You know? No, he put 308 in it. So my mom gets ready with the revolver, expecting it to be a little thing. She shot and let it go.
Oh
It
my
It was
God.
only had one round in the chamber,
Oh,
but still. This is the same guy who on her birthday woke her up by kicking the door open with his AR-15 loaded with blanks and shooting at her while she
He
was.
did.
Yep. And then when April Fools or Happy Birthday or whatever,
I leave him.
I woke up to machine gun fire in my house.
Hey, he wins.
And then
So
you
there's
know
that.
she after she got mad, she reached for her gun. You know, like Rocco household's fun. But anyway, so the black guy reveals himself to be a crazy Vietnam vet. Oh, there's an awesome scene where Savini, the Williamson, Clooney, Keitel, and then the two kids just go on a vampire murder spree. And they're slowly figuring out how to kill the vampires. Like at first they're like shooting them and it's not working. And
And
then,
that's when it gets to the scene where the guy pulls the heart out.
well, Juliette Lewis touches one with a cross and it lights on fire. And she's like, okay. They start putting pool cues in their chest and being like, oh, the Black Williamson he puts 4 strippers on table legs. So that, you know, remember that? So like they start to figure out how to fight the vampires. They all figure it out. Then they have that awesome conversation where it's like, okay, vampires aren't real, but they are. So if vampires are real, hell's real. You're a priest. So that means God's real. You're our secret weapon, Mr. Priest.
Solid logic.
It's a lot more well written than just like saying that, because like the logic George Clooney was putting into the pastor's head was like,
I don't care
whatever
if
doubt you have, this should be
gone.
Yeah,
They're gone.
This
Gone.
should be the thing that's being like, yes, God exists.
Because
and-
even Clooney's like, I'm a piece of shit, but these monsters from hell need to die. You know, I feel like Clooney would go out to
He
become.
puts logic before anything else, which is
His whole character was logic.
he's probably one of my favorite movie characters.
Horror characters. Yeah, the way when Tarantino kills and rapes the girl, he's looking at the corpse and he goes, "You did that. This is my fault. You did this to me. I shouldn't have left you alone. It's my fault that you did
his
this."
responsibility.
Yeah.
I like how that scene, he's just like horrified. Like this guy's killed people, but the shit
Like
Tarantino
you
did,
see him when he's looking at
this
the
is
body,
like-
he's
He's
shocked.
doubting himself. He's doubting himself.
And then
like,
he
over
does
and
the
over.
eye twitch, the
Yeah.
lip twitch, and then he just gets angry.
because
He's
he
like, why'd you do
because
this to
Quentin
me?
Tarantino not only raped her, he fucking brutalized her with blood on the
there's-
wall and everything.
Yeah,
So
He's like, don't get mad. She tried to do this.
but he's just like,
Quentin Tarantino's acting in that scene was perfect. He's eating the cheeseburger.
take the
like, I
fucking
don't
gun
get it.
away. Take the knives away.
yeah. Tarantino was like, she was trying to escape, and he was like, "Are you fucking lying to me?" No, she was trying to get away. And he goes, "I know you're fucking lying to me." Yeah, like that was great. The way Tarantino was scared of him when Tarantino's the monster.
Yeah.
You can tell when he was in the convenience store and did that. He's like, I believe you, just to get him out.
Yeah,
Mm.
I believe
believe
you.
you, I
Just
believe
get
you.
out of here.
Yep.
Go start the car. I believe you. Go start the car. I believe. And then he
Mhm.
points the gun at him. Go start the car.
Mhm.
Like, or the scene where he's like, "I just had to kill my brother."
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I did
Fucking
the world.
told you he'd kill him.
Yeah, and the way he's
I
like,
didn't think it was 5 minutes later, but
he fucking kills his brother, and he's like, "I just killed my brother. Granted, I did the world a favor, but I fucking killed my brother." Like he knew how fucked up Tarantino.
20%, 50.
He was like,
25.
"Oh, what does he say? What does he say when he jams the steak in his brother?" I give you the peace now that I couldn't. I give you the peace in death that I couldn't give you in life.
Yeah.
And then he fucking kills
Which
him.
is a dope line.
Yeah, a lot of dope lines in this movie, hands down. A lot of cool one-liners.
This
From
movie's
fucking George Clooney.
I know.
I never thought
Like
that would
Harvey
happen.
Keitel. Like what?
George Clooney had a weird early career. He was in Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
He was
this,
in,
he was in the Soap
ER.
Operas.
He was the
Yeah.
big mainstay of that show. ER.
Really?
He was the
Yeah.
big breakout role of ER.
I didn't even know that.
He was like in the first like 4 seasons, and then movie
Yeah,
career.
Clooney though.
Ocean's 11, all that.
That's why I wish he would just do B type movies. Now's the perfect time. People are eating that
Was
shit
it Oh
up.
Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's kind of a
it was big.
yeah,
That actually
big
was pretty
snobby. I'm not saying
It
it's
was.
bad.
They tried to make Shawshank,
Yeah.
if you will.
I'm talking about more like a bananas movie like this. Yeah, so the rest of the movies is them fighting
Vampires in a
and
fucking bar. I'm gonna take a piss. Sorry, but keep going. No, you can go down.
I've been
And-
holding it.
the only ones that really survive at the end are the daughter, and George Clooney.
Lewis.
What was your favorite scene in the movie?
Favorite scene in the whole movie? Ask me that right now.
Yeah, dude.
Probably, honestly, when he took the paper towel and threw
Toilet
it in.
paper?
Yeah, I don't know why. It was
It
something
was
about
crafty.
like, yeah, like they don't do that in movies anymore. They try and go above and beyond, and
Well,
just don't go realistic. Realistic was there. and it was
realistic and
fucking
simple
George
words,
Clooney.
man.
It does now in
Yeah.
that movie. I depicted.
I love the scene when they go in the back room and they're getting ready and they get all the weapons and stuff.
Yeah,
And they get the super soaker with the holy water and
I was
stuff.
gonna say that's my favorite scene.
That's
I
my favorite.
like how they
scene,
were like
leading
kind
up
of
to
one
that.
shot killing with the super soaker.
I think my favorite scene is when the kid smacks the vampire in the side of the head with a condom full of holy water, and you see
Oh, yeah.
half his head is
fizzling
in the
and the-
fizzling in the. That's some fucking good special effect. I
Let's
really enjoyed
let's
that.
talk about the special effects because
Brilliant.
the thing is, like, are you used to a lot of practical effects in movies? Or are you more used to?
What
the
does he
spec-
mean? Yes, he grew up with practical effects.
I grew up with practical effects, but and more familiar with
That's
familiar as of like now, because you guys have seen a whole lot more practical effect movies than I have.
I kind of now when I see CG, I get pissed
So
off.
Yeah,
what I'm
Just
trying to
what it
say
looks
is like when you watch a movie, can you tell if it's practical or?
yes,
Yeah, because we grew up with.
Yeah.
We were the generation that they switched.
like the whole walking away. I'm gonna go back to the diner or the convenience store again. The whole walking away and Quentin Tarantino almost getting nailed by some of the debris. Like that's real.
Yeah.
And you
How
see
you
their
want it.
clothes moving
Yeah.
with the explosion behind.
Like they
it.
know
Yeah.
if they got hit by that debris, it's part of the film.
It's part of the film. You
They
gotta
have
just
to
keep
act
going.
it out.
You just gotta keep
The
going.
biggest problem
That's
with
talent.
the biggest problem with scenes like this is you need to depend on the actor, the act, what the CGI is supposed to tell you, and it's all about the lighting. If you have a scene like that where the lighting is off, the explosion is going to look like garbage.
Yes.
That's a one shot.
Well, that's my main problem with CG is lighting.
Yeah,
Shadows look terrible in
it is
CG.
so hard to get the lighting right and the muzzle flashes and everything on.
Well, that's just a plug-in muzzle flashes.
Yeah, but it looks so bad. Like
I
John
know.
Wick does it pretty
Like
good.
the costumes in this movie, all the vampires. You didn't like them. I thought they looked cool.
I'm more of a more humanistic vampire. The only way I like them looking like that is the older they get, the more deformed they get in their vampire.
Ah,
thing.
You
well,
say
see-
they don't like them all the same way. Like it's
Yeah,
Well,
I
no,
just-
what
like
Chad is
Salma
saying is
Hayek. I like more of they're still human.
No, you just don't know vampire lore.
I gotta say, Selma Hayek looked like a straight up alien compared to the other ones.
Well, she was okay.
They gave her more.
So the big reveal is the final shot of the
She's-
movie
Yeah.
is a slow pan out from the bar,
She's the
and you
queen.
realize it's a fucking Aztec temple. So
Oh,
they're
yeah.
not European vampires.
Yeah.
They're South American
And
vampires.
Salma Hayek was supposed to be like the queen.
And she maybe South American vampires
She
are
said
less.
you're gonna be my slave.
They're less bat, more snake.
Yeah, but they were all bats coming in.
Well, that's because they're vampires coming from across the world.
Hmm.
I mean, if there's one place, like you're a vampire, man, like cameras exist. Let's go to
Yeah.
this one bar. You know what I'm talking about? I like the one vampire when the priest turns around and it's got the bat wings and it opens up
Yeah.
and it's got like the man bat from the animated series look to it. I thought that one was cool. I really like the way, because vampires, their whole thing is deception, right? They can turn into wolves, they can turn into bats, and they can also turn into bat demon monsters.
What
or
were the
they can look like humans.
speaking of that demon,
The one that get the when
the
they
rat thing?
Yeah, I don't know what the
I
fuck
think
that
Still
was.
don't you don't know what that
That was
is?
like a Vargulf or something.
No, I think that was a vampire getting its head cut off and it adapting into it and
But
healing
like I
into
said,
something like
vampires can turn into wolves, so maybe he was trying to turn into a wolf and didn't get through it and just went out of battle mode.
And all the bats that came in turned into vampires that look like lesserlings, kind
Like
of.
bats. Yeah.
they're just like the.
But
grunts.
like,
And
I
that's
said, a
also,
vampire
like-
can choose his form,
And you could also go into a mythology of it being like certain vampires can evolve into better
which is what I'm saying.
creatures
Yeah.
and all that.
Okay.
I do like that scene when they kill all the vampires in the bar and the vampire bats outside are trying to get in, and all you can just hear is the sound of wings and beating.
Even the daughter's like, I can't take this anymore.
Yeah, fuck that.
It had that one scene of the girl being like, I can't do
And then the
this.
Vietnam guy's like, "You'll have to take it."
And he gives this cool speech.
And then it cuts to him just talking and like mimicking, like slashing.
And the
through-
whole scene,
is Tom
Savini's
Savini
like
realizing he got bit and
his hand,
teeth-
he's like,
Well, no, it's his teeth, so he closes it. And
That
then
was
he
a cool
notices his hands, so he puts them behind his back.
then the next scene he goes, the hands thing you were talking
The
about.
hands, it's ridiculous.
The comedy in this movie was perfect. The action in
Yeah.
this movie was awesome.
I do like it when they make vampires a little flamboyant with their actions like that.
Because it's fun. We're
Yeah.
supposed to be having fun watching this movie. The plot of this movie is so extreme.
It took a fucking
But-
90-degree turn.
It's so
There's a lot into it though.
180.
nonsensical that you cannot look at this film seriously, and because of that, you have to look at this film seriously.
Like this is how I always want to
Exactly.
make. This is
Yeah.
how I want to make a movie. I want to like start one genre.
It's a fucking
and just
roller
keep
coaster.
switching genres as you're going through because it goes from like comedic. It goes from like the heist type
Robbery
thing
thing
to like a little comedic with
to
the
like a
stuff going on,
hostage serial killer
hostage.
situation to vampires.
Yeah,
I still think Clooney should have taken the girl with him
Yeah, that was foolish.
because it's like,
Bro,
bro,
why the fuck not?
we just
You
fought
have
an army of vampires.
yeah.
I can trust you more than anyone else in the world right now.
and I need somebody to know what I just went through.
Yeah, because who else am I going to talk to? I cannot fucking tell.
Because
you.
it's never gonna fucking
'Cause-
leave your head. ever.
I think it's more of George Clooney being like, I know heaven's real now. I've committed a lot of shit. I'm not going to heaven, so I'm gonna go with this guy and just fucking live
Go to
my
hell?
life.
Unless he is a true member of the Thieves Guild, it is only a thief.
He also said you don't want to go to El Rey with me. So he was like trying to like keep her from seeing some shit.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, you guys just fought vampires.
Although if she
seen-
probably went with them, she probably ended up getting raped and a bunch of stuff.
but she fought vampires.
Yeah.
So good luck raping that chick. She fucking killed her dad and her brother because they were vampires. Good luck. You might get it in, but I don't know if you're getting it out. That's all I'm saying. If that chick was like, go ahead, rape me, I'd be like, no, no, something's weird. Something's off. You got a far off look in your eyes. You did something that I can't comprehend.
You're looking at me, but you're not looking at me.
You're looking at me
past
like you want to put a pool cue in my chest. I'm gonna
Well,
just
first of all, if a woman walks up to you and says, "Okay, rape me," you just
no.
Or do if a girl's walking up to you playing Nirvana and just rape me and just staring at you dead in the eyes as she's
I'd
playing the
marry her.
song. All right.
Already married? Can't answer
Well, I mean,
that.
dude, if a chick walked up to me of all people singing Nirvana, I'd have to marry her.
What if she was just dead eyes, not even looking at you, looking through her?
Well, I
ears
get dead
and-
eyes too, so it'd be perfect. I mean, she wouldn't talk much probably if she just sings Nirvana lyrics all day.
What if she was looking up the whole time?
I'd bring
like
her to a
this?
hospital to make sure she's not retarded. That's what I'd do first.
I should have never an STD or anything.
I don't care about STDs.
They come and
Unless
go.
it's AIDS.
They come and go unless it's AIDS.
No, but you like the vampires?
I thought they were really cool designed.
What about you? I'm not saying
I
they're
thought
not
it was.
cool
I
design.
thought it was perfect for the movie, but it reminded me too much of The Mask.
Yeah.
that one guy.
It's the
Yeah.
rubber costumes.
They're all the same structure.
The latex. Well, because you
no.
make one and you put little changes on.
I
it.
get it.
That's
yeah.
why I was getting to the point where a lot of them are underlings. Because a lot of them look similar. Where you had
Underlings.
Salma Hayek looking.
The D&D term is a thrall, but
Shut up. Because if you're gonna make like individual masks,
that's a lot of time.
that's a
and
lot of
fucking
money,
effort.
and a lot of time.
Oh, I get it. Which is why I said it's fine for the film.
Exactly. The one with the bursted gut looked like the hag from Evil Dead. That
Yeah, there was a
pretty
few
cool.
Evil Dead references in this movie.
This
Where
one-
he busted the milk out of his mouth and everything. That was definitely from Evil
What
Dead.
about the band?
The
Yeah.
band, yes.
Oh,
thank you.
Tito and Tarantula. That's what they're called, Tito and Tarantula.
They're a real band.
Real band. I looked them up, Tito and Tarantula.
Did they die at the end? Or did
No,
run
they-
off? Yeah, they
They
popped
went,
out.
good night.
Poof, went through
Boom.
smoke.
That's a perfect ending for a band.
And what we were saying, we want bands like that again. Just
Yeah.
fucking greasy, just fucking gross, actually playing music. Something interesting is on stage as opposed to a guy mumbling to a
Both
shitty
entertainer, but also real
entertaining.
dreamer.
Yeah.
You know, like doing what you love.
Because like you look at modern music and it's a dude standing on stage going whereas it was these dudes were just like mariachi bands. They were fucking throwing tequila back. They were greasy. They were shredding. It was awesome.
It's not because they want to show it, they need to drink it.
They need to show you it. They want to put on a show, not just like a fucking
And party.
like a
Yeah, but to be fair, a lot of the bands back then just didn't care. They're like, this is us. We're gonna be us on stage, and you're gonna love it.
96 is
That's
also
like a lot of the punk bands back in the day, because they would just go on stage, rip shit, get drunk, have fun.
but then people started going on stage to rip shit. You
Oh,
know what I
leftover
mean?
crack.
And that's what fucking ruins music is when you start doing it to do it instead of doing it.
Yeah, they're like, I need to get drunk to go on stage.
Not that, but just the whole persona.
Yeah.
Which is why a lot of gangster rappers are like, I'm so tough, I shoot people. And it's like, you never actually held a gun. Shut the fuck up. You know, you're all persona.
Snoop
Oh,
Dogg and Ice
God,
Cube.
it's ridiculous. No. Snoop Dogg and Ice Cube.
Being
They-
probably
they
working
ain't
for
real
the
G's,
FBI.
dude.
What was that?
They ain't real
They were
G's.
FBI plants.
Really?
Yeah, the FBI came to them. No, it's all been confirmed.
All I know is that they are probably more gangster than anybody
Yeah.
today.
Because real gangsters aren't recording music.
But then you have Run
Throwing
DMC and
fucking
fucking
money everywhere.
Gangstar and stuff.
That
were
are real.
gangsters. And stuff.
What was his name? That's in jail right now for killing. He killed Tupac. Suge Knight.
Suge Knight, yeah.
Suge Knight's a real
I would
gangster.
not fuck with Suge Knight, dude.
He's in jail for very good reason.
Anybody his age, real
Yeah.
gangsters compared to today.
Gangstar, all their music is fucking Guru going like repenting for all the shit he did. It's fucking real.
ODB was a real gangster too.
ODB, yeah.
His two cousins, RZA and Jizza, weren't, but ODB
Yeah.
fucking was.
But rest in peace, Guru. He did.
Oh, I'm gonna give it to you. But no, Trevor.
Think DMX was a real gangster?
Yes.
Yeah.
Considering how many children he had, how often he was in and out of jail, how often he was broke, and the whole dogfighting thing. Yeah, I think he was a real gangster. Anyway, back to this movie.
What do you think of the soundtrack? This is another one that it was there.
Well, the soundtrack was Tito and Tarantula, and I think they killed it.
No, besides for the opening band.
And there was also a lot of Johnny Cash was in a couple. It was in the liquor store. It was like basic Texas country, like Johnny Cash, that kind of stuff. Then when we got to the Titty Twister, it was Tito and the Tarantula. But I don't know if you guys noticed, the soundtrack between those two scenes was fucking non-existent almost. It was just musical stings as opposed to a song.
And the best thing about the Titty Twister scenes with the music is the music's
band's playing the entire
the
fight.
band's playing the whole time, but every time there would be a lull, the music would get softer. Then when action would ramp up, they would start
Yes,
going
it's all the
crazy.
soundtrack.
I'm saying for a band playing on stage,
They weren't actually playing.
you get what I'm saying, right?
Yes, we know.
They're-
When times when you need to hear the dialogue, the music
No, but
gets
it
quieter.
worked perfect for the movie because then you'd see them on stage rocking out.
We
and
should do a
everything.
movie where every time the dialogue starts, the music gets way too loud, and then during the action scenes, it's silent. It's just get it completely wrong.
That'd be fun. You'd have to do it really right though.
Oh yeah, it'd have to make like no. The movie would have to make no sense.
Yeah.
So you're just like, what the fuck are they talking about? And then the action scene starts. You're like, oh, okay, kind of like this movie. But this movie was. I think we didn't. Me and you went into this like, let's show Kyle this, and then like halfway through, we're like, fuck, I remember how good this movie is.
This is one of those movies where we haven't seen it in a few years.
You
You
guys
start
watch it.
remembering the scenes, and you're like, "Fuck yeah!"
I can't wait.
There was a point in this movie where you guys were just talking back and forth, and I was like this.
I did watch you. I watched. There was what was it when they started arming up, and you saw George Clooney pull out his like fucking iron drill
Stake
or
in
whatever.
there.
I watched you go.
Oh,
Like where is this going, my
The
friend?
realization of the holy water and the super soakers was another good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was really good. He's
Because you
actually
see the
blessing
priest
it.
blessing it, and you're like, oh.
Once
oh.
you can bless
'Cause-
holy water, it doesn't matter if you quit or not.
Your God's chosen.
Your God.
No, but the best thing about the scene is we were kind of joking about it, like hinting towards it.
You were like, what are they going to put in the super soaker? Gasoline? And I was like, holy water. Wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah.
It would have been bad so if they had gas in it and you hold the lighter.
Yeah, but then it comes back up and fucking
Yeah,
blows up in your hair.
It's a movie.
Holy water worked, except the kid was stupid and didn't know how to fight.
Yeah. I do like when the black vampire, when the black guy turns into a vampire and he beats up everyone, and then the Asian,
He did have sick makeup.
the Asian kid squares up with him. Like,
yeah.
you know, it's like that Asian kid had balls, you know?
He did have balls.
I do like when
Him and Savini's makeup was great though for
Yeah.
vampires. I liked it a lot.
I like when it's the last stand with Clooney and Juliet, and he's like, how many bullets you got left? And she's like, I don't know. And he goes, okay, when you run out, just start throwing punches. Fuck this.
He's like, dude, with the gun.
yeah, we're going down together. Like,
And then as they see the light shining and everything, he's
they
like,
see the vampires.
he's like, just
avoiding.
fucking shoot holes.
Yeah, yeah.
Then Cheech Marin shows up for the
Yeah,
third
because the whole
time.
reason they went to that bar was because they were supposed to meet with the crime leader.
Yeah.
To give him 30% of the profits, and they end up walking off and live in Mexico rich.
Yeah,
That was the big plot.
he was
with
gonna
this
hide
movie.
him for 30% or whatever they robbed.
So at the end of the movie, Cheech's group bust in, the lights shine in, all the vampires burn up.
Explode.
So as soon as they get out of there, George Clooney punches him in the face. Like, why did you choose this bar?
And he was like, I don't know. And he's like, so you've never been here?
He's like, no, there's a lot of shit going on, no cops around.
I mean, I was just driving down the road and I saw it. And he was like, so you didn't know there were vampires in there? And he goes, what are you talking about? He goes,
Those fucking
those fucking things that blew up when light touched them.
And then they start talking percentages.
Yeah, they go straight. Yeah, like Cheech Marin is like, oh yeah, I guess they were vampires. Anyway,
Hey, talking about it's
50%.
it fucking sucks. He's talking about a 25, and George Clooney's like, whatever.
whatever. Like,
I like how George Clooney's like, so 20%, and she's just like, yes, 25%.
no, as they shake
They go
hands, he goes
25.
25.
He knew he was gonna say 25.
George, whatever. Like fucking. Okay, you following me? And he was like, fine. Just can we get out of here?
I would have just paid 30% and fucking ran.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're George Clooney, you're a shyster, you know.
And you get you get your brother's money too.
His
Yeah.
brother died. He's just, he's like, I'm done. I
So
need to go."
overall, would you recommend this film?
Coming from the one who hasn't seen this,
Yeah, we're looking at you.
and yes, 100%.
Yeah,
And I would tell you the truth. This movie was awesome.
yeah.
Would
This
you,
movie was.
would you make Sam watch it?
I
think
wouldn't
Sam would
make
like it.
Sam do anything, but I would
Hey,
ask her.
smart move right there.
He could.
Chad makes Patty do things all the time against her will. That's why he has two kids.
I actually think Sam would like this.
No, Sam would like the comedy and the ridiculousness of it.
This was,
Sam likes Army of Darkness. so
we
she
were
would like this.
switching before, like yeah, for the violence, and then laughing at the script, and then there were a couple lines where like, "Fuck, that's creepy."
It was
Like-
perfect, but overall, it had a serious plot,
Yeah,
and it finished like it went through. It started, went through it, and finished as a serious plot with good acting.
yeah.
There was ridiculous shit in it.
It was a Tarantino.
But
It had a
The
beginning, a middle,
actors
and an end.
were fucking serious.
They played it straight. Nobody was
Yes.
playing it like it was a joke.
Yes,
That's why. What was
killed
the
it.
priest's name?
Harvey Keitel's character.
Harvey Keitel was probably the best actor in the movie.
He
The
usually
lines
is.
he, the
I gotta
lines he
say,
had.
Clooney was fucking gold.
Clooney was killing it, too.
I would never say that in my life before tonight.
Clooney's a great actor. He just chooses pretentious movies like
He's
Brad
great.
Pitt sometimes. But now Brad Pitt's starting to go more in the fun route.
Brad Pitt was the invisible guy in Deadpool too.
Forgot
That's why I'm
about
saying
that.
he's starting to choose
Yeah.
the fun route.
No, he's been doing the fun route for a while.
Edward Norton needs to choose the fun route.
I mean,
Yeah,
Troy,
we're
Troy
not
was a
gonna
fun
lie.
route.
Troy was a great movie.
Yeah,
The
but that
director's
was
cut.
Troy was
the director's cut.
Troy
Not the
was
actual movie.
Brad Pitt's Oscar jerk off trying to get that.
What
role.
was Colin Farrell and Alexander? That movie sucked, but the director's cut is it's so good.
Really?
Anyway,
so good.
From Dusk Till Dawn? Yeah, watch it.
100%.
You be cool.